Yeah, I was gonna say, what I do, because I used to stand and stuff too.
Yeah.
I usually just do the soap and wallet thing, and it takes off most of it, and I get these space extender bikes, I usually use that takes off.
We use
As gentle as possible.
And that works really good because I have to take it off of her, and that works really good to get it off the neck and the chest and back.
I'm going to take another question here. You in the back, sir.
Kind of a two-parter. One, do you have any tips on like speaking and or singing voices for robots? And two, how do you keep those dang accents?
What was the last part? Okay, so do we have any tips for voices for the characters, singing or talking, and how do we keep the hats on our heads?
Let's answer the first one first. So our characters are obviously our characters, and they're exaggerated versions of, I guess, stereotypes. The straight man, the crazy one, and I don't know what
I don't know what it is. Obviously, if it's up to you. I mean, if you want to, whatever you have to become comfortable with through practice. So if you want to go really extreme, the more extreme you are, the more you have to be able to turn it on and off. Otherwise, you're talking in your voice, and then you kind of just slip back into, oh, I gotta be the robot real quick, okay? So it's, you know, again, it's the practice thing. So depending on how extremely different you want your voice to be from your normal voice, I would imagine.
I think everyone has kind of a comfort voice that they can do that's not their own voice. And when we were starting out, it's terrifying to be doing something so drastic as being this robot character. And you kind of snap into the easiest voice that you can do. Mine just happened to be kind of this weird, high-pitched New Jersey accent. Sounds like...
Hi, my name is Rabbit, and I'm the crazy one.
And then, but Rabbit's voice also kind of sounds like Jiminy Glick sometimes, because I don't know, I just kind of go deep and then I go high-pitched. For those of you who don't know, Jiminy Glick was a TV show on Comedy Central a long
It's
time.
Martin Short, and sometimes it goes low, and then sometimes it goes up. And
I just thought it was funny. Martin Short did that one? Martin Short, he's underrated. Now, and then obviously, you really play up the deep voice. That's your comfort zone, right? Yeah, because, I mean, going high is like terrible for me. Anytime we have to sing high and stuff. Like,
I'm a spy!
Yeah, I can do deep all day long.
Hey guys!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Youmacon 2013.
And that's like every character I can do. I'll just do that voice.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sal Gexicon.
It's the same voice. Because it's easy. Like, put that in a D&D game. That's what is yours, Sam?
I attain to sound like a speak and spell, and I lose it a lot more than I'd like to. But that's my goal is to try. And I don't know yet. I'm still finding it. I've been inspired a lot more recently by Tim and Eric and stuff. So I kind of butcher words on purpose, and I don't know. I don't really. I'm trying to sound like a speak and spell.
Don't hurt your voice. Always go nasally rather than use glottal stuff, because you'll just wear yourself out. I mean, we talk a lot, and even just when you're talking to fans and stuff, you know, you gotta use your nasal cavity to talk. Otherwise, you're just gonna
talk out of your nose.
Yeah, essentially, it'll be annoying, but it'll cut through. What about singing? Do you? I don't know about you guys. Do you actually change the way you sing? Are you conscious that you're a robot singing, or are you just kind of trying to get the notes out in a certain pitch or whatever?
Some of the harder notes I will revert to Sam, which is kind of just, you know, getting the notes out. And then, but yeah, definitely a lot of the times it's more of the speak and spell for me. I'm just trying to catch fever, you know what I mean? Just kind of cutting it off and jumping up and down through the pitches and stuff.
Yeah, I totally just do me singing. And then, I mean, some of the songs, it's like obvious that I'm doing a deep voice, which I don't know if I would normally do, but...
I think yours is
I do both.
Accent.
I do both a little bit. I mean, It depends, but I think what I'm getting at is that I think, you know, because you're a robot, you could have any voice, you know. So I do that with Rabbit. Scary World is that we only play it like once a year, but I go really deep and I go really high, and I even like click it, you know. It's like you can just transition because, you know, who cares, you know. You're a robot. And the second part of that question was, how do we keep our hats in our heads? Yeah. It's great when you have a giant head like the Bennett brothers, because no hat will ever fall off, but it will squeeze your skull and you have headaches constantly. This is true.
Is your guys' head bigger than mine?
I don't know. I don't have a hat to try.
Well, what's your number?
It's like 7 inches and 734.
Okay.
7'3/4. 7
Maybe
3
because you guys
quarters.
have big bodies, your heads look normal or
7 inches
smaller.
tall.
Because I feel like I have a big head, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have to get the size lower.
It's
and
a
too tight.
it's a fit hat. So if you're going to a costume shop and getting the generic whatever, it may or may not work. But we actually go in and we get a hat that is snug.
If you have a hat that's a little too big, back when we did Balboa, we were in the sun a lot, or at the zoo. Like we would put I would put sweatbands in the front of my hat, and that kind of allowed that extra room to kind of hug your head a little and allow room. Yeah, you can put makeup sponges, just hot glue them to the sides of the thing, and it works really well, especially when you're sweating, because the hat gets a lot looser when you're just coated in your own filth.
That's true.
So yeah, I don't think we've ever. I mean, you've lost a few hats
have
on
you?
the stage a few times. Lost them? I mean, you
Like-
found them. Oh yeah, well, with the goggles it adds some weight, so.
Oh yeah, the spout. I don't know, it stays on somehow. What's your question?
Give us more of a demonstration of the robot.
Yeah, could you get up and do that, Bunny? No. Just go ahead. We just do it together. Yeah. And then like a song goes with the feet. Or you can like do the hiding thing. We do that a lot. It's like easy. It's cool. Or anything. And then it's something the anime song. I mean, and it's not true if you just do a little cross. It's a little weird. I always have an instrument. where we
And then
do
it's a
shows.
twerking robot.
Always end on a butt joke.
That's true. Buns of real is what you were about to say.
You know, Real Steel was filmed in that
Real Buns?
firehouse. Yeah, we get to wake up next to.
We talking Hugh Jackman buns right now?
Yeah, Hugh Jackman is in that
With
firehouse.
the ginger.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
What was your, why did you pick, I know how you have each era, and you're titanium, you're copper. How did you pick that? Why did you pick that, if that makes sense?
So why did we pick?
Why did we pick the flavor of the robot that we did?
Yeah. Well, when we had the idea with John Sprague, Aaron Burke, and Bunny and I, back in college, we were like, oh, let's go to the makeup store and let's do this robot thing. And I was like, I want silver. Because I was like, that's robot, right? I was like, what? No, I want silver. That's not fair. That's like a cool one. Everyone wants silver. So I think John got a blue silver, or he was doing blue or something. Yeah, John originally had a blue face. Yeah. Well, just one picture. So we just did that, and I haven't changed since I started, I guess, really much. As far as style, though, well, we started out not really knowing. I mean, Rabbit was industrial looking, but he had a fedora and kind of a.
We don't have a lot. Let's just how we are now. How what have we settled on something? I know we're in transition. But,
I like steampunk.
I didn't know mine was Art Deco, but apparently mine is kind of Art Deco, and I wanted to be a different color, but all they had left was bronze, and it was really scary to be bronze because it almost looks like blackface, which is kind of like a no-no. So hopefully the orange mustache balances that out, and I put gold highlights in it. And I don't know the era or the period of the art style of mine, but apparently it's Art Deco-ish.
I think mine's futurism. That's what it's supposed to be, ish. Or diesel punk. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's whatever you want. You're looking at me like hey, you steampunk knowledgeable. You like the punks. Next question.
I think you've to me it seems like you've had more of the Victorian, not necessarily steampunk, but you've incorporated more of the Victorian stylings in there.
Yeah.
And goth too.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
it's your personal self.
We have 5 minutes.
Yes. Let's take, I'm going from section to section here, so I'm gonna, this sir right here.
How do you choose what songs you're going to play for your live shows?
We put them into a hat. No. Well, we were going to an anime convention, so we were like, we got to play our anime song.
Yeah.
So that's how that one
Wild
worked out.
West convention.
We'll got to play Rex
play
Smith.
some
So. We're going to the Queen Mary in January. We're gonna have to play Captain again, you know.
Steamboat.
Yeah.
And Yomacon's a big show for us, apparently. So we decided, let's debut some new songs. So we definitely put a lot of new effort into getting these new songs ready for live. And yeah, so.
Some songs are standards though too. Like we haven't ever done a show without Brass Goggles and Honeybee, and it might happen eventually. So just wait for it. And AEH is also in there a lot too. And Make Believe, we do it if I don't think we've ever taken it out. We do. It just depends on how long the show is, you know.
We definitely consider our we want to kind of fit the robots into the theme of whatever's happening. Is there a question of you, sir?
I think Bunny and I fell into them during our improv days when we had an improv troupe, as well as when we were doing Balboa Park. So that's how we developed ours. Sam's a little different, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is now. My goal was to be the robot's robot, but I don't know. Now I'm just all over the place.
It's organic. You're an artist.
A lot of it is on the spot. Like, what can I say that is funny or maybe shocking? And let's take one more question. Thank you for before we take it, if you have other questions for us, we do occasionally answer them on Tumblr, or we can answer them on SPG Hour. Send it to to our website or our email, and we can answer them on our podcast or whatever.
Yeah, send it to spghour@gmail.com. You can also find all that information on our YouTube channel.
Yes.
We do that twice a month, and we answer questions.
So I'm going to, how do I pick? I'm looking at the side of the room. I'm looking at all the wonderful faces. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go with the White Glove. Sorry. Is it, when a member leaves or joins, is it difficult to learn how to harmonize with a person?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bunny and I have it really easy because we're brothers. We have almost a similar voice, so our voices sound really great together. But everyone else, it's like you got to find what registers work, and different songs too, because everyone's all over the place.
We get a lot of help from Michael Reed, who is a whiz kid on anything. We write songs, but he is a machine. When he's like he can plot stuff out in his brain and decide what sounds best. And there's times when I'm like, this doesn't feel right, and then Mike will pipe up and say, well, how about I take that and you take this? So a lot of it is having someone to guide us and take over that job. Otherwise, we'd spend a lot of time kind of amongst ourselves trying to figure it out. So Michael Reed plays a big part in helping.
He's the musician of the group, and we're kind of playing a lot of different.
Well, I'm a goddamn musician too, but and he's a whiz kid.
Yeah. He takes on. He's like purposefully a musician.
It's almost a handicap for him because he can't even talk so good.
No, so togetherness, big factor too. Like totally, you really have to be conscious of what other people are doing, especially in the rehearsals, and you gotta play nicely together. It's not just you on stage.
Call each other out too if something is happening, is going wrong. We have to be comfortable with saying, hey, you pick it up or drop it or something. So thank you for listening to us banter at you for an hour.
We have an autograph line from 3